because of the borders between the US and Canada, they take the river and they slice it right down the center. So anytime you're looking at the right-hand half of the river, then you're looking at the US side of the river when you're going downriver. And the left-hand half is Canada. So technically the Horseshoe Falls falls 100% within the boundaries of Canada. And Goat Island, which is the farthest.
Well, we're on our way to the edge of the Niagara Falls, on the tunnel going underneath, and then thunder all around you, rattling your ears. Cover the camera up with polythene bag because it's to the right, Carol, to the right. It's absolutely awesome, the sound is terrific. It's windy. That is fantastic. Here's the basin of it. That's the run down. That's Carol, she says she's going in. The way to the mist. See how far she comes in. There must have some power to shove that forward. We should be on one of them later today. This is a view from behind the falls, one of the tunnels. Absolute continuous thunder.
50 feet thick of white ice. And it's called the Bridge of Ice, or the first ice bridge, or Bridge of Ice. Really the first bridge that you would have used to get back between the US and Canada was the Bridge of Ice. And years ago you'd come to Niagara Falls just to go onto the ice bridge. They would have gift shops out there. You could buy an alcoholic beverage, a hot chocolate, a coffee. There was a hotel out there on the ice bridge. It's 185 feet deep of water below you, and it did break up unexpectedly in 1912. And the people basically float away with the ice. And about a mile downriver from here is a Class 6 rapid. And when the ice flow got downriver, and I'll point this out to you, as you go downriver, the gorge will narrow down to about 1/3 the width. The elevation drops away about 52 feet to just under a mile. And the water that's traveling beside us here around 3 to 5 miles per hour picks up speed to somewhere 25 to 35 miles per hour, creates a Class 6 rapid, highest class for rapid on the face of the earth. And the people got into that rapid point, and the ice jam kind of flipped over upside down, and the 3 people lost their lives in 1912. So they don't let you on the ice bridge any longer, but it does form about mid-January to mid-March. If you wonder where they illuminate the falls from, it's right here on your left. There's 18 lights on this tower to your left. There's 3 at the base of the gorge for a total of 21 lights that illuminate the falls. They've been illuminating the falls from this location since 1925. They're 30-inch in diameter Zion lights. They have 390 million candle-watt power individually. When you see the colors change, it's because there's an individual that shows up for work every day or every evening to push the buttons to change the colors. They haven't automated it in our automated world. Kind of funny when you think about that. So the one man's doing it for 30 years, the other man's for 50 years. So if the lights go on the falls tonight, they stay white and they don't change colors. It's because one of these 2 guys didn't show up for work to push the buttons to change the colors for you. They're not very sophisticated yet. But the ice has done damage, and if you read about the falls stop flowing, by nature they have stopped flowing 4 times that we know of in recorded history, the longest being back in 1848. The falls go silent for 30 hours back in 1848 because the ice that forms in Lake Erie, and Lake Erie is a body of water that does freeze. It gets forced down the river from time to time, and in 1848, millions of tons of ice got jammed down the throat of the river, and it dammed up the river to the point where the falls stopped flowing, stopped the flow of the river for about 30 hours. And of course, the winds shift and the falls start to flow after the water starts to flow down the river again. So we know that's happened 4 times recorded history, the longest being in 1848. Now, you may have seen the pictures of the collapsed Honeymoon Bridge when you were standing waiting to get down to the tunnels. And that bridge was that, what remains of that bridge is the left of the tower that you see left of the American Falls there. That's what remains of the Honeymoon Bridge. That gets knocked down by the ice that accumulates in the base of the falls and additional ice from Lake Erie that gets forced down the river in January of 1938. And it knocks that bridge down onto the ice floe. So to prevent all this ice from doing damage now, they put an ice boom in place every year. And it stretches across the mouth of the river from Buffalo, New York on the US side to my hometown of Port Erie on the Canadian side. It holds all the ice up in the lake until they want it to come down in the spring of the year. But it's been in place since 1964. Now if you look at the American Falls there to your right, you see the small little falls to the far right. The real name of that falls is called Luna Falls, but most commonly known today as Bridalveil Falls. You see the rockway at the base of that, that's called the Cave of the Winds. You see the Thompson Water Seal commercial on television. That's the Cave of the Winds. That's a kind of a fun way to experience these small falls. But most commonly known today as Bridalveil Falls. And in fact, we got some honeymooners on the bus today, so it does say it brings your marriage good luck to have your picture taken in front of that waterfall. But then again, my friend that told me that has had his picture taken there 3 individual times. You know, it's 188 feet. It'll become more of a rapid than a waterfall. Now the name Goat Island goes back to 1780. And it actually, they say the rock itself appears 500 years ago, but the name only goes back to 1780. There was a man by the name of John Smith.
Whirlpool basin. It heads over that way. He's not going up there, is he? That really puts the waves into size, you know.